Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the film Weapons, directed by Creggar. From the very first scene, Weapons had me. The opening is confident, unsettling and instantly immersive, the kind of hook that makes you sit forward in your seat. 30 minutes in, I was thinking, this might be one of my favourites of the year so far. Creggar wastes no time establishing a mood that's both mysterious and faintly threatening, but also playful. Julia Garner is superb, and Josh Brolin brings a kind of grounded intensity to his role. Amy Madigan's eerie presence as the Ant adds to the film's strange energy. One of the film's great strengths is its use of silence. There's not a lot of cheap jump scare horror here. Instead, the tension is built through quiet pauses and unsettling stillness. This is horror by atmosphere and nuance, the dread creeping up on you rather than leaping out. A great example is a scene where someone creeps up on a person in a car. We don't see them, we hear them opening the car door and getting into the back seat, far more tense than a jump scare. The story is told in fragments from different characters' perspectives, with events replayed and reframed each time. It's like assembling a jigsaw puzzle where each new piece changes the whole picture. I think Creggar ranks amongst other horror auteurs. There's a confidence in letting the audience sit with this disorientation. Tonally, it's a mix: mystery, horror, and surprisingly a lot of comedy. Early on, the humour is dry and dark. By the end, it tips into the absurd, almost slapstick. I wasn't sure that the tonal shift entirely worked, but the audience in the screening I was at laughed a lot, so clearly it hit the mark for some. There are also cultural echoes here. The film's unsettling children could well nod towards Village of the Damned, which famously centres on eerily emotionless children. Whether that reference is deliberate or not, the association is hard to avoid, and it amplifies the sense of unnatural menace. Visually, there's an odd recurring focus on Campbell's soup. This could be an ironic nod to Americana and consumerism, especially given Andy Warhol's famous soup can art, or it might serve as a visual shorthand for domestic banality and comfort made sinister in context. It's also used as a foodstuff, and I think this sharpens the meaning. The most generic, mass-produced comfort food becomes a dark joke about consumerism and conformity, literally sustaining the mindless masses. It's a pop culture hint that turns nostalgia and familiarity into something quietly sinister. There are flashes of deeper themes, notably American violence and the vulnerability of children in schools. A dream sequence in which Josh Brolin's character sees a gun floating above a school is a striking image, almost demanding that we connect it to the reality of US school shootings, but the film leaves that thread hanging. For me, one disappointing thing about the film is that we never learn anything about why the Ant is the way she is. Her motives, her history, the source of her power remain a blank. For me, that absence makes her less frightening than she might have been. I just watched the movie Bring Her Back, which I recently reviewed. There the horror is kind of explained and is definitely a metaphor for deeper meanings. There are deeper meanings in Weapons, but I do think that it has a general superficiality about it. Another problem for me is that at just over 2 hours, it's too long for what it has to say. At times, the narrative loses its tightness, the tension slackens. I think trimming 20 to 30 minutes would have helped. Bring Her Back at 90 minutes felt leaner and more thematically substantial by comparison. The title remains enigmatic. Does it mean the malignant power turns people into weapons, or that society itself weaponizes ordinary people? Maybe it is saying something about US contemporary politics, but again, it's all a little bit surface level. These themes are never fully developed. Overall, it is a bold, invented film, an ambitious mix of horror, mystery and surreal comedy. Even if it doesn't fully explore all the ideas it raises, I still found it an entertaining and an engaging watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.